Xiao Jianbin, the disciple of Jian Mingzuo. Xiao Jianbin was eating an unknown fruit in his hand. Junior sister. What is this? Eat it well. Is this a grape? Senior brother doesn't even know about this. Senior brother hasn't seen it before. It's really delicious. Can we bring some back? Of course. You wait, I'll go get it now. Xiaohonglin got up and ran away, not knowing where she was running. Before Xiaohongli could notice, she had disappeared without a trace. Xiaohongli sat on the hill, feeling very shy. This rockery is not particularly high, about a few tens of meters. Xiao Jianbin is 2 meters away from her. He just needs to move, and Xiaohongli will also move. Xiao Jianbin looked at Xiaohongli. My name is Jianbin. You are the younger sister of junior sister, which is also my sister. What is your name? Xiaohongli also looked at Xiao Jianbin. When their eyes met, both Xiaohongli and Xiao Jianbin felt something unusual. They quickly separated. My name is Hongli. Chapter 1. Jianzhua Ming. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The vast world, the vast sea. A superhero of the human race and a superhero of the mermaid race are engaged in a duel. Their fight is dark and chaotic, overturning the sky and the sea. Among them, the superhero of the human race shouted to a person with a human head and a fish body in the sea. The god of mermaids. We have been fighting for 60 years. Do we have to compete for a higher or lower position? The god of mermaids is one of the most powerful mermaids in the world. His strength has reached more than 10 levels of Qigong. I have been practicing hard for tens of thousands of years, but I am actually defeated by your descendants of the human race who have cultivated for 100 years. Don't talk nonsense. He leaped out of the water, spread out his hands, and shouted loudly towards the sea. The divine skill of the sea. Rebirth of the sea. As his voice fell, the sea seemed to boil, and a huge amount of seawater rushed towards the superhero of the human race. That scene was like the end of the world. Divine technique. Divine protection. This superhero of the human race is called Jianzhua Ming. It is one of the strongest combat forces of the human race. The protection of God is his famous skill, possessing strong defensive power. In the vast world, there are mainly 3 major ethnic groups. The human race, the orc race, and the sea fish race. And the orc and sea fish tribes are divided into many sub-tribes. For example, the orc race includes the wolf race, tiger race, bear race, pig race, and so on. For example, the sea fish tribe includes mermaids, turtles, and so on. And the human race, there is only one human race. Within the universe, there are countless galaxies, and there are also many brilliant planets within these galaxies. On these planets, there are various animals and plants living, some with high intelligence and others with low intelligence. Even if there are highly intelligent creatures on this planet, they inevitably encounter various difficulties and repeatedly fall into deep challenges. Either falling, rising, or sinking. On a massive planet, within a small tribe of the human race. The morning sun had just risen, and a few birds were chirping on the branches. A young man, an old man. This young man, his name is Jiangong, and everyone affectionately calls him Gong'er. Gong'er, are you 18 years old this year? Clan leader. Yes. 18 years old. The firm worker respectfully answered. His voice was slightly childish, but his eyes were full of determination. 18 years old. Great. There should be a starting point. The clan leader sighed slightly. 18 years old. Adult. He looked at the hard worker, his eyes full of admiration and nagging, as if he had something on his mind. Have you ever hunted before? The clan chief asked again. Jiangong fell into memories. He remembered the days when he went hunting with his elders. At that time, they carried knives and guns, carried bows and arrows on their backs, and walked through the morning dew, always returning with full harvest. Every time he goes out, he is excited and nervous, and he can learn a lot of knowledge and skills from it every time. Clan leader, Gong'er has had multiple hunting experiences before, and has been practicing Kung Fu for 12 years. He has also reached the second level of Qigong. He is talking about his martial arts moves and internal cultivation of Qigong. These are all things he started learning from a young age, and over 12 years, he has developed a solid foundation in martial arts. Qigong, on the other hand, has been the result of his hard work in recent years, even though he has only reached the second level. The chieftain nodded and praised, "Everyone knows that you are a responsible young man. You bravely took on your responsibilities and made many contributions to the tribe." Jiangong listened to the words of the clan chief and his heart was filled with excitement. Perhaps all candies are not as sweet as the approved candies. He knew that his growth was inseparable from the careful guidance of his elders. He is also very hardworking and wants to do better, making more contributions to the tribe. Jiangong is very happy in his heart. However, the tribal leader changed his tone, "You are still young and there is still a lot to learn and improve on." The clan chief looked at the hard worker and said, "You have enough potential and ability, but you still need to constantly hone and improve." Before the hard worker could speak, the clan chief continued to ask. "Number 34, let me ask you. Jiar. How does she look?" "What about character number 34, number 34, clan leader, my sister Jiar and I grew up together since we were young, and we can't be more familiar with her number 34, yes. In the blink of an eye, you are all 18 years old. I have always had a wish, which is to hope that you can accompany Jiar through life. Would you be willing to number 34, the clan chief's gaze was filled with earnest anticipation. Chapter 2 Jiangong. Everyone affectionately calls him Gong'er. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Patriarch, I am willing. I will use my whole life to take care of her and take care of her. The hard worker knelt down. He agreed without hesitation and made a promise. His voice echoed in the air, like a heavy stone tablet, engraved with the oath of never regretting. Jiangong, everyone affectionately calls him Gong'er. That's great. I don't need those flashy sweet words, just your sincere heart. Stand up. There are family rules, and there are family rules. The clan chief reached out to signal the worker to stand up. Talking too much is useless. It's time to take the test. Only by completing the test, and taking on the responsibility of defending the tribe and homeland, can one be qualified to start a family and marry my beloved. You need to take the test. You need to lead a team alone to hunt. The clan chief stared at the worker intently. That sharp gaze. Are you afraid? Do you dare to take the challenge? The clan leader is not afraid. Okay. Here are 3 of you, 10 days. You need to lead a team to complete the 5-day food supply for over 300 members of the tribe. Can you do it? Clan leader, it doesn't take 10 days. 8 days. It only takes 8 days. The worker firmly promised. Okay. I'll give you 8 days. You go prepare and call the elders over. The clan leader waved his hand. Under the shade of the tree, the clan leader sat quietly on the stone bench, his hands wrapped around his knees, and his eyes slightly closed. He is deeply contemplating something. There are concerns and some hesitation. Perhaps something is deeply pressing on his mind. Gong'er went back in a hurry to prepare, but let's not talk about it for now. Why does the clan leader need Gong'er to hunt for the food needs of the entire clan for 5 days? This world is very scary. It is full of crises, with the law of the jungle and survival of the fittest. Whether a race can be protected well or not, the responsibility of the patriarch is extremely important, which is more important than Mount Tai. As a clan leader, he must think carefully. He only has one daughter, marrying her means handing over the position of clan leader to someone in the future. Teenagers must take on the responsibility of defending the entire race, including addressing issues such as food sources and resisting enemy invasion. If he can't, the clan leader would rather let him never come back and then betroth Jiar to someone more responsible. Some people believe that the clan leader is very cold-blooded. In the patriarch's heart, the survival of the tribe is far more important than any emotional attachment. If workers cannot even solve the most basic source of food, then the responsibility of protecting their homes cannot be discussed. This is not only a challenge for survival, but also a responsibility for the future of the ethnic group. Tree. The voice of an elder shattered the patriarch's contemplation. Elder, the clan chief respectfully replied, and it slowly stood up. With the arrival of the first elder. Not long after, 5 or 6 elderly people who were nearly 100 years old gradually approached the clan leader. Surprisingly, although they appear to be close to 100 years old, the aura they emit is full of vitality and energy. Like a young man in his 20s and 30s. Elders, calling everyone here is for discussion. Otherwise, it won't disturb the elders' cultivation. The clan leader apologized slightly. The early morning sunshine scattered in the forest. In the tribe, several elders and a strong man were discussing. "Little tree, why did you call us old guys here?" asked one of the elders. "Has another beast tribe attacked us? It's been 10 years. Time flies by, and the last big battle seems to be still in sight." "No. Please come over, elders, to discuss the marriage matter of entrusting Jiar to Gong'er. At the same time, we have decided to test Gong'er's hunting ability. Call us old guys out just to deal with this. Gong'er is a loyal and honest person, diligent and eager to learn. His skills have reached level 2, and he is formidable for future generations. The position of clan leader is extraordinary. It requires careful consideration," one of the elders questioned. "Old chieftain, Gong'er has just agreed. In 8 days, he will provide food for the entire clan for 5 days. The chieftain extended his finger. "Back then, when he was so old, I didn't dare to praise such a bold statement." Faced with the questioning and opposition of the elders, the clan chief is particularly working hard to defend it. Obviously, he is very interested in work. However, facing the questioning of numerous elders, he is also powerless and can only rely on his own strength to gain recognition. Chapter 3. Stupid. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Who knows how to brag and talk big? What if he can't finish it? Another old man spoke up. He is relative to another elderly person. His face was even more serious, like a stone, icy and cold, emitting a chill. "Don't worry, Elder San. If the test is not completed, I will not betroth Jiar to her, let alone pass on the position of clan leader to him. I didn't mean it that way. You know, in this vast world, survival is not just about showing off. Ambition won't make the difference. Let's see how he responds." The 3 elders brushed their sleeves and left. He is cold, like a piece of iron. The tone is like this, the face is like this, and the back is also like this. The third party has all agreed, so let's not discuss here. Let's all disperse. Since all the elders have agreed, let's wait and see. Let's see how the workers behave. This kid will definitely not disappoint us. There are 2 sides to the matter, but this requires one side to speak. His working parents left him in his early years. He is very strong, with extraordinary perseverance. He has been learning martial arts and practicing Qigong by his clan leader since childhood. His relationship with Jierzi can be traced back to childhood. 1,000 words cannot be finished, and beautiful stories abound everywhere, making it a childhood sweetheart. The chieftain is the mentor of the worker and also the person who raised her. He has a clear understanding of his background and character. Unfortunately, due to his status as the chieftain, he chose to formally engage Jian and Gong'er only after they reached the age of 18. Of course, it's after the worker completes the test. He is the leader of the family, even if he knows the emotions between them like the palm of his hand and fully agrees, he cannot have too many personal emotions. If he were not the chieftain, if he didn't have this heavy burden, he would definitely not let the workers take risks. This is an inexplicable love and entanglement. Gong'er, sometimes he is not so clever, or even foolish, so he has been teased by Jian since childhood. As for their feelings, just like the cards in the slot, they jingle incessantly after being inserted, but after being separated, they will never be perfect. Hey, stunned, what are you doing? Don't even dare to look at me. It's really curious. Look, your face is turning red like that. Haha. It's quite amusing to see you blush. What did Dad call you over and say? Look at your blushing face, you're stunned. It seems like you're causing trouble again. Tell me, what did Dad say to you? Stunned. It is the name or nickname given by Jian to the worker. Only Jian can be called stunned, others cannot. She will get angry when others call her. As soon as Gong'er returned to the room, Jian, who was lively, told him a lot with a clattering sound. He even teased him and even tapped his nose bridge with his hands. Gong'er's face turned red, neither angry nor arguing nor explaining. Jian, the clan chief said. What to say? Jian waited anxiously. The clan chief said. Tingting vomited, you said so. I'm so anxious. The chieftain said he wants me to marry you. However, I can only marry you after passing the test. Upon hearing this, Jian's originally clever and lovely face instantly turned red. It seems like my ears are also burning, and my mouth is constantly muttering. Stupid. Father asked me to marry you. Isn't that true? Am I dreaming? Gong'er saw Jian gently tapping her face, and he quickly reached out to grab her hand. Jian, don't you want to marry me? What's wrong with you? Why don't I tell the clan chief that I won't marry you? Don't do this, Jian, why are you blushing? Why aren't you talking? Don't be scared and stunned. Fool. I'm not angry. I won't play with you anymore. Chapter 4. Important. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jian, she's a bit excited. I'm very happy. Shy and hesitant. She kept recalling in her heart what Gong'er had just said and said, Father married me to Leng. He is so foolish. I'm dying. What's wrong with me today? Oh my. Marrying Leng. I'm dying. I'm dying. Jian. What's wrong with you? I'm dying. I can't do anything. I'm happy, can't I? I'm so foolish. I'm ignoring you. Jian, who had originally run away, turned around again and lightly kicked Gong'er. You. You're so foolish. Jian quickly ran away, leaving behind the dull worker alone. Gong'er looked at Jian's running back. His eyes were filled with anticipation for their future, their beauty. Looking straight at her departing figure, he didn't have Jian's whimsical head, he was more determined. After Jian's figure disappeared, he turned around and sorted out his hunting tools alone. Not long after, Jian ran back home. It stood in front of the clan chief, still and motionless, just playing with its fingers non-stop. The flushed little face exuded a hint of shyness, nervousness, and evil charm. Her heart beats like a drum, banging. My good daughter. Why don't you practice your martial arts well? Are you having bad ideas again? The tribal chief's eyes were kind and amiable, and his stiff face had a slight smile. He knows this daughter too well. Seeing her round eyes, a seductive smile, and a red and protruding little face. The patriarch's heart was also pounding, thinking that Jian had caused trouble again. Father, I've heard others say you're going to marry me to that foolish person, Jiar said, leaning against the clan chief, stupid and stunned. The clan leader asked knowingly. Oh. Jiangong. Are you going to marry me to Jiangong? He's so silly. Silly, it's not fun at all. What? Aren't we Jiar willing? If you're not willing. Then. That's not it. Jiar's voice was like the chirping of birds in the morning, with a slight tremble, but her voice was very loud, afraid that the clan leader would not hear her. Jiar is afraid that the clan chief will change his mind, while looking forward to her future, that romantic and beautiful wedding. Jiar's heart is beating, his thoughts are dancing, my heart has flown away, flying towards the upcoming wedding. The clan chief looked at Jiar, his eyes filled with love. Don't talk about her being silly every day. Come on. If Jiar is not willing, let's not get married. Let me think about it, to whom will Jiar be betrothed? He chuckled lightly and said bitterly. Jiar was startled in her heart. Like the gently plucked strings, ripples rise. Jiar is very willing. But she dare not easily reveal it. Jiar was afraid that her father would turn back, so she didn't dare to act recklessly. I didn't say I didn't want to. I was just asking. Ha ha ha. After hearing this, the clan chief laughed heartily. He knew that when Jiar began to accept this decision, she had already started working hard for her future. This means that there will be people from this tribe in the future, and this tribe is about to usher in new vitality, new life, and an infinite future. He loves Jiar as much as he loves this family and this tribe. The clan leader only wants Jiar and Gong'er to become stronger quickly. The chieftain reached out his hand and patted Jiar's shoulder, his eyes filled with love and pride. Jiar, do you know? Your happiness is important. But the future of the tribe is equally important. Father, I know. I will work hard with Gong'er and won't let you down. Jiar's eyes were full of determination. Chapter 5. Clan Regulations. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Number 34, Gong'er, that silly kid, can rest assured as a father. It's just that clan rules must be followed. According to clan rules, if that foolish boy wants to marry you and enter the door, he still needs to pass a test. If I can't pass, I can't marry you. Number 34, Jiar hesitated for a moment and asked in confusion. Number 34, Father, what are the clan rules? What further tests do we need to pass? How come I don't know? Number 34, the clan chief smiled slightly and said, It's time to tell you. My father has decided to pass on the position of clan leader to the worker after you two get married, so, when someone gets married, they only need to hunt 2 wild boars. My son-in-law can't do it. He needs to show his true strength and show his people his persistent and powerful ability in order for them to follow with peace of mind. Do you understand? The clan chief continued to say, as a father, I hope you are a child from an ordinary family, but you are not. As my daughter and the daughter of the clan leader, you should bear the responsibility, father. Jiar hesitated to speak, but she didn't say much, as if she had said a lot more. She showed deep emotions and gently called out to her father again. You don't have to worry either. As long as he prepares the food for the entire clan for 5 days within 8 days. 8 days of hunting produces 5 days of food. Father, aren't you in a daze? Let him hunt for 5 days of food for the entire clan. Father still wants Jiar to get married. Jiar lightly pounded the head of the clan, trying to fight for Gong'er. Jiar has wrongly accused her of being a father. Being a father did not embarrass that kid. 8 days, it was the kid's own request from Gong'er. Originally, my father decided to give him a 10-day deadline. Who knew, when that silly kid heard that he was going to marry our precious daughter Jiar to him, he took the initiative to ask for a 2-day reduction. He was eager to marry you. If it weren't for my father blocking him, he would dare to say that he would hunt the whole clan's food for 5 days. The clan chief laughed and teased Jiar, "We Jiar still have charm. Look at that silly kid. They're all mesmerized." "Father." "Humph, I'm ignoring you. 8 days is 8 days. I believe it's stunned. Its qigong has broken through to the second level, it's so powerful, it can definitely complete the test." Jiar reached out her hand, holding onto the leader's arm and shaking it non-stop. Subsequently, her tone changed. Nan said, "Father. I think I want to go hunting with Lang. I promise, I won't cause any trouble. That boy from Gong'er is both hardworking and capable. However, sometimes he is too loyal and honest, and doesn't know how to adapt, which can be a bit troublesome. His strength is decent, but fighting requires more skills." The clan chief did not directly answer. "Father, I don't agree with your evaluation. Lang is not that foolish. Lang is so clever, he is very clever. Father, let me go with him." "Father. You. Although qigong has broken through the second level, your strength is not solid. You said you usually let you practice well, you know how to play. It's really not reassuring for my father to let you go out to experience. You still shouldn't go. I'm really not reassuring." "Father. Who said my qigong is not solid?" "Father. You can rest assured. My daughter. You say you are so stubborn. You don't listen, how can you rest assured as a father?" "Father. Won't Jiar be obedient in the future? Just promise him." Chapter 6. Blood Cloud Sword. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. In fact, the clan leader really wants Jiar to go out and experience, but Jiar has a rebellious personality. Take the initiative to let her go, she may not go, she must bring it up on her own. The clan leader is well aware that if Jiar can gain richer experiences, she will be able to grow rapidly. That's why I wanted to strike and hit her, trying to give her as many blows as possible to weaken her arrogant mentality. However, she is also afraid of bringing it up directly and undermining her enthusiasm. That's why we changed from passive to active. In fact, in their tribe, an 18-year-old woman cultivates qigong to the second level, which is already a rare talent. The clan chief looked deeply at her precious daughter, with a smile in his eyes. My heart was filled with joy. Father arranged it this way. As a girl, it's better not to go out. Just cook and do laundry at home. It's better for the boy to go hunting. Father. You're biased. I don't want to cook over fire. So many boys haven't broken through the second floor, I've broken through. You're biased. Jiar's eyes flickered with stubbornness. Okay. Since Jiar is determined to go, I agreed as a father. The hunting business is very difficult. My dear daughter. Are you sure you can bear this hardship? The words of the clan chief were filled with concern, and they agreed with ease. Jiar may have endured hardship. Father, rest assured. Jiar is no worse than those boys. Don't worry. Okay. This is something you want to go on your own. No matter how tired you are, you can't back out. Father, rest assured. Jiar will definitely not back down. You just have 10,000 hearts. I'm leaving. Jiar finished speaking and was about to leave in a hurry. But before she could take 2 steps, she was immediately stopped by the clan chief. Silly girl. Why are you in such a hurry to leave? My father has something for you. The clan chief turned around and took out a red sword from the cabinet. The blade of this sword is as red as fire, shining brightly and emitting a faint aura. At first glance, it looks like a good sword. Father. Isn't this the blood cloud sword? That's right. As a father, I'll leave it to you for now. Remember, it's absolutely necessary and you can't use it recklessly. Let that boy from Gong'er experience it more. They understand. Father, let me find Leng Leng first. That Leng makes me particularly uneasy. Jia was about to leave with her sword. Being a father is a bit sour. Upon hearing her father's words, Jia was full of curiosity. Father. What are you souring about? Her big dripping eyes are very beautiful. Baby daughter. You can't leave that kid with every word you say. Can you be a father without feeling sour? Oh. Father. You. They're ignoring you. Ha ha ha. Jia's little face puffed and turned red instantly. Red as a blooming apple, its cute appearance makes people laugh. She turned around and ran away lightly. Time flies like a shuttle, and Jia quickly arrived at Gong'er's residence. Without knocking on the door, she burst straight into the house as if she had already become the owner of this small home. I only saw the worker busy packing his bags. Stupid. You know what? Father asked me to go hunting with you. At this moment, Jia was full of tenderness. Her voice gently drifted into the worker's ears. This abnormality makes the workers feel uncomfortable. But beyond shock, his heart was warm. Immediately, Gong'er reacted. Jia, hunting is not just a child's play, it's very dangerous. This is not for fun. I'll tell the clan leader, you can't go. The worker finished speaking and turned around to go out. But before he could go out, he heard Jia's explosion. Ugly stunned. Stop me. What's wrong? Your Qigong is second level, and mine is also second level. Maybe I need to protect you. You stinky stunned, what's wrong? Are you not convinced? Jia's personality is really strange. Change as soon as you say. Chapter 7. Prayer Platform. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jia's personality is unpredictable to the workers. She is like the tide of the sea, changing at any moment. Gong'er is a sincere person, and when it comes to doing things and working, it is absolutely not ambiguous. He has a more focused and serious personality. But when it comes to being sarcastic, that's not enough. Jia can say 1,000 words, but at most he can say one. Faced with Jia's soul torture that covered her head and face, my mind went blank. Say a sentence in half a day. I'm not discouraged. However, hunting is not about going out for fun. This time, there are many unpredictable dangers without elders to escort us. I just don't want Jia to be in danger. Upon hearing Gong'er's tone loosen slightly, Jia also put aside her domineering posture. Jia's posture quickly changed. Stupid. You're so stupid. With you by my side, I feel at ease and safe. If you're not by my side, you go out alone to face various dangers. How can I feel at ease? If you're not by my side, I'll have wild thoughts and my heart will break. Jia. How could your heart break without me by your side? You. You're really stupid. At this moment, their eyes are facing each other, their gaze intertwined. What we see is each other, and what we feel is warmth. Two hearts were beating rapidly, as if they were the only two left in the world, tender like water. What a wonderful feeling. So is Gong'er, and so is Jia. After a long time, Gong'er was the first to break this tender warmth like water. Okay then. Jia, when we go hunting, you should follow me closely and don't run around. I won't run around, I'll go wherever you go. Jia snuggled up next to Gong'er, holding onto his arm. Time has come to a standstill once again. After an unknown amount of time, a lady walked over. He saw Jia and Gong'er snuggling together, with a smile on her face. The scene she touched with her gaze seemed to have already been seen, and a warm smile appeared on her face. Cough. She coughed lightly twice, and the picturesque atmosphere was instantly shattered. Jian and Gong'er heard someone coming and quickly separated, with a blush on their cheeks. Both of them blushed. I never expected that even a fearless girl would sometimes feel shy. Auntie. The two of them spoke almost simultaneously. All right. Don't be sweet and sweet here, I envy you all so much. The clan leader asked me to notify you two to go to the prayer platform and receive hunting blessings. Auntie. There's sweetness in our place. There's no such thing as a romantic relationship. Then she turned to blame the worker, it's all you. Stupid and stunned. What's wrong with me? I said it's you, it's you. What am I, said the worker with a question mark on his face. You're so stupid. Being stupid is not my fault. Gong'er looked helpless. Watching Jian run out from behind. My heart is filled with question marks. Not long after, Gong'er and Jian both arrived at the prayer platform. When they arrived, two tall and burly men with wide arms and round waists had already stood on the stage. When Jian and Gong'er were also standing on the stage, the clan leader came to the stage with all the elders. The prayer ceremony has begun. May God bless the prosperity of our tribe, and may God bless the children to return safely, said the clan leader in unison with all the elders. May God bless our nation with prosperity, and may God bless the children to return safely. All the tribe members followed closely behind. They were incredibly devout. They stretched out their hands, looked at the sky, and shouted loudly. Everyone prayed to God to bless the four children, the four brave ones, and to bless them with a safe return. After the prayer ceremony, the clan leader reached out and took out a few boxes of pills. Come on. Each person has a bottle of healing pill. After finishing, he immediately ordered, everyone go choose the appropriate self-defense weapon. The blessing ceremony was quickly and successfully completed. Subsequently, the four of them went home separately, each tidying up their hunting supplies. The hunting is scheduled to start tomorrow morning and set off together. Time flies, and in an instant, night falls. Gong'er and Jian stand shoulder to shoulder on the treetops, with countless miles of starry sky and infinite beauty. At this moment, Jian suddenly asked a question. Stupid. Why do you always like to stand on the treetops? Chapter 8. Beliefs. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jian's words echoed in the air, but failed to evoke a response from Gong'er for a long time. The worker's eyes were blurred, gazing deeply at the boundless stars. The vast starry sky is profound and full of contemplation. At that moment, it seemed as if the entire universe was immersed in his thoughts, silently gazing at him. Long time no talk from the worker. Jian turned her head slightly. What caught the eye was the quiet face of the worker. For some reason, today she seems to have shed her usual dominance, stubbornness, and special gentleness. Gong'er was silent, so she stopped asking further questions. If Gong'er didn't want to answer, she stopped pestering and only gently grasped his hand. Give him enough tenderness. She also looked up at the starry sky, with deep thoughts in her eyes. Perhaps Jian can sense Gong'er's inner thoughts and understand his loneliness. She just wants to silently accompany him and give him the warmth and comfort he needs. I don't know how long it has been. The worker spoke slowly and leisurely. Jian. Do you know what my wish is? I don't know. Jian didn't say much. In fact, she knew Gong'er's ideals, she knew everything about Gong'er. Because Gong'er has never concealed anything from her. She knew better that at this moment, the worker just wanted to say something and confide in him some inner thoughts. According to the chieftain, in the Far East, there are human castles, beast castles, sea fish castles, and particularly magnificent cities. They can communicate and learn from each other, exchange items. There is no need to live a life on the line of life and death. They are rich, stable, and prosperous. I've also heard my father talk about it. It's just far away. My father said that when he traveled in his early years, he went to a human castle. There was plenty of food there, no hunting needed, and there were many people called soldiers to protect them. They didn't need to be with wild animals every day like us. My father said that every soldier in the castle has more than 3 layers of qigong strength. Yeah. I really yearn for it. Father said, the castle is so far away from us. It takes many days to fly to reach it. We don't know how to fly, only the elders and father can. Late night quietly arrived, and the darkness gradually descended. They chatted until late at night, and Gong'er and Jian reluctantly jumped down, ready to go home and sleep. Unexpectedly, just as they jumped down, in the clear sky for thousands of miles, a lightning bolt pierced through the sky and struck directly at Jian. At this moment, Jian is suspended in mid-air, in a dilemma. She is very dangerous. At this critical moment, Gong'er rushed over in an instant, disregarding his personal safety and tightly hugging Jian. But the attack didn't seem to be completely aimed at them, but brushed past them, but Gong'er and Jian didn't know. They thought they had been attacked, and they looked deeply at the grass and soil that had been struck by the electric light. Dark and slightly burnt red. Electric technology is a technique. They were amazed by the power of the electric shock, and if Jian was hit by this electric technique, she would undoubtedly die. Gong'er was worried about Jian's safety and turned to look at her. Jian is also worried about the condition of Gong'er and looks towards her. Their eyes met, as if time had come to a standstill at this moment, and the affection between the two was completely revealed. At this moment, Gong'er and Jian had no reaction at all, and they were still tightly embracing each other. Their embrace can be attributed to this electric shock. Cough cough. A cough sounded, and then an elderly man walked slowly over. Both Gong'er and Jian recognize him as the elder of the tribe. However, Gong'er couldn't understand why the elders would attack them. Although this electric shock caused him and Jian to break through the barriers between each other and embrace each other tightly without hesitation. The worker's gaze was fierce, like a sharp sword, staring straight at the old man. You may not know that Gong'er will not let go of any enemies attempting to harm the tribe and Jian. This is his belief. Chapter 9. Techniques, Blessing Light. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This old man is the elder of the tribe, and his strength far exceeds that of Gong'er and Jian. He is one of the guardians of the tribe. At this time, although the worker was outstanding in front of his peers, his strength was still very weak when facing the elderly. He is not qualified to provoke him at all, even if it is a hint of resistance. He should always maintain respect for him. This is a misunderstanding. Based on the cultivation of Jian and Gong'er, they were unaware that someone was fighting far away, and these 2 lightning strikes were just remnants of the battle between the strong. Thunder skills are not something that people like them who only have a second level of skill can cultivate, even the simplest moves. The old man naturally noticed the sharp gaze of the worker. But he ignored. It's so late. Why don't you go back to bed? Have you forgotten the clan rules? The elder scolded. As the elder's voice fell, 2 deafening noises suddenly rang out in the distance. In an instant, the sky was also illuminated. Like daylight. A huge white pillar appeared, and as the pillar split, countless electric lights shot out in all directions. Wherever electric light reaches, it is all coke. Techniques. The light of protection. Faced with this overwhelming attack, the elder not only did not panic, but also remained calm and composed. He extended a hand and a square quietly appeared in his palm. The square rapidly expanded in the air, enveloping the 3 of them in the blink of an eye. The elder's defense technique quietly completes the guardianship light. Electric light followed closely, but failed to shake the formation of this guardian. As the aftermath of the distant attack dissipated, the elder did not say much. He brushed his sleeves and flew towards the direction of the attack, leaving only Gong'er and Jian with a surprised expression on their faces. This is their first time experiencing such an attack intensity technique, and if it weren't for the appearance of the elder, Gong'er and Jian would inevitably be unable to avoid this wave of attacks. Stupid. Don't look anymore. Let's hurry back. This battle is not something we can intervene in. After the elder flew away, Jian looked at Gong'er, who was still in shock. She urged. So strong. At this moment, the worker felt a huge gap. He slowly turned around to look at Jian. That tough and sharp gaze made Jian dare not look directly. Stupid. What's wrong with you? What a powerful attack. If it weren't for the elders, we wouldn't be able to avoid it. Is this going to be a war? Gong'er tightly held Jian's hand, feeling deeply uneasy. Perhaps it is a gap in strength, a wavering belief, or perhaps an unknown idea. Yes, it doesn't know about the world outside the tribe, it doesn't know about the bloodshed outside the tribe. Its resilience is only within this small tribe. Don't think so much, hurry back. The elder has already passed. We're not safe here. Gong'er and Jian rushed towards the tribe without any accidents on the way. If there is an accident, it may only be the belief of the worker who has suffered a merciless blow. His heart was filled with worries and unease. Perhaps it is a doubt about one's own strength, a wavering belief in the unknown, or perhaps some unnoticed thought deep within oneself. Yes, he has never witnessed the world outside the tribe. He has never experienced the bloody storms outside the tribe. Gong'er and Jian returned safely to the tribe, and the elder had also arrived at the scene of the battle. He restrained himself and focused. In the sky, two peculiar figures appeared in the eyes of the elder. One person has a bare head and a human body, while the other person is like an ordinary person. To his surprise, he knew both of them. Then, the elder rose up in the air and flew quickly towards them. The elder arched his hand and said. Originally, two friends are here to compete in techniques. Dare to ask the two brothers to stop the competition for now. Jian's tribe is not far from here, could you please come and have a cup of tea together? The elder does not want the two of them to fight here, because the aftermath of their struggle will destroy the beasts and trees in this area. If left unchecked, it will seriously affect the tribe's food hunting. The two people who were originally fighting were interrupted by the sound. They all gathered to look at Elder Jian. Brother Jian came just in time. You can give me a reason. The grandson of the Xiong tribe took advantage of my absence to handle affairs and led 600 Xiong soldiers to break into my tribe, burn, kill, and loot. My beloved granddaughter was also taken by them. Chapter 10. The Law of the Great Thousand Worlds. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Elder Jian heard this. His gaze turned to the beast man with a bare head and a human body. In this world, the three major intelligent biological groups each occupy their own power. The orc and human tribes on land, and the sea fish tribe in the ocean. The bear race is a branch of the orc race, characterized by a bare-headed human body. The internal hierarchy of the orc race is distinct, and only those who are highly intelligent and capable of practicing Qigong can obtain a humanoid appearance. On the contrary, those less intelligent beast races still retain their animal form. However, whether in human form or animal form, these orcs and animal-like creatures are far more courageous than humans. Therefore, in the interaction between the human race and the orc race, opposition and conflict always exist, and hunting is not uncommon. Although there are natural enemies in terms of race, there are also some orc populations who adhere to a vegetarian habit. They are not friendly with the orcs, but instead have established friendly relationships with humans. They coexist harmoniously in this world, jointly building a complex and diverse world. Elder Jian spoke up and proposed the laws of the vast world. His voice was deep. Brother Xiong, the orcs, humans, and sea fish have already established the universal law of peaceful coexistence. Why do you still provoke trouble? The Great Thousand World Law was a peace agreement signed after the last war between the human and orc races. The agreement stipulates that humans cannot attack or kill orcs without authorization, and orcs cannot attack or kill humans without authorization. However, despite the provisions of the agreement, the laws of the vast world are not bound by the agreement, and the true law is strength. Whoever has greater strength will have more access to resources and food due to the stronger physique, larger population, and stronger strength of the orc race compared to humans. Attacks on human tribes are frequent. Of course, humans also often hunt animal races. In this vast world, it all depends on strength and luck. Joke. I, the Xiong tribe, have always been law-abiding and never provoked trouble. On the other hand, he went to our territory without authorization to hunt. He even killed my Xiong tribe compatriots. Faced with Elder Jian's questioning, the Xiong tribe elder refused to be outdone. You. Bah, the villains will report first. It's clear that your descendants have invaded my tribe, burned, killed, and looted my granddaughter, so I came to negotiate. Come on. Don't talk so much nonsense, we'll see the truth in our techniques. Brother Jian, you protect me. He raised his hands high and shouted loudly. Technique. Lightning attack. The leader of the orc tribe is also unwilling to be outdone. He gathered his strength and shouted loudly at the sky. The secret technique of the Xiong tribe. Roaring in the mountains and forests. Brother Lu, calm down. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. Following closely, Elder Jian gently said, techniques. The light of blessings. As Elder Jian reached out his hand, a square appeared from his hand. The square quickly flew towards the old man surnamed Lu and enveloped it. Qigong has 6 levels. The technique used by the old man surnamed Lu crazily strikes within the square shape, shining brightly but unable to break through the square. Similarly, the attacks launched by the Xiong clan elders with their full body strength are still unable to break the square. The 2 strong men were extremely shocked and almost simultaneously exclaimed. Qigong has 6 levels. Not to mention in this small wilderness tribe, even in a particularly large tribe, they are one of the few characters. Many orcs, humans, and mermaids are stuck in the 5th level of Qigong and cannot break through for life. Simply put, the combination of the old man surnamed Lu and the elder of the Xiong clan in front of us may not necessarily defeat a 6th-level Qigong master. Unless both parties practice special secret techniques.